So Teen Mom's coming back tomorrow, but MTV has another show that's already currently running, and that's
Full swing.
Real World San Diego. I heard you watched this week's episode.
In the world is Real World San Diego?
There's a Carmen San Diego movie coming down the pike.
Played by J-Lo, I heard.
J-Lo?
Might be the actual Carmen San Diego.
I heard she's not going to wear anything under that trench coat. That's what I heard.
Wouldn't that be hot?
I think it should be Selma Hayek. I think Selma Hayek would be a better Carmen San Diego.
Let me. I just saw the picture. I'm here on MTV.com, just kind of brushing up. Right. I need to go off here.
Okay.
And I know this isn't going to make a lot of people happy. I am put off. I won't say offended. I won't say shocked. I'm a little put off
by Zak and that blonde girl, how they treat Frank on the show.
I am at that. But the constant showing of Frank and was it Mike and his boyfriend? I swear to God, it was like the gay pride episode where they went to the pride parade. Even though is it Sam is the androgynous one? Sam won't admit.
Did you see the preview for next week's episode where Sam debuts her drag queen drag king alter personality? Apparently he likes to rap and has a pencil line beard.
Ooh, very MK Ultra.
Yes. So you were offended by
not offended. I said off put. Don't put words in my mouth, sir.
I'm sorry.
I'm a little off put by every 3 seconds they have to show them kissing. And they do it. They do it to shock you. And I'll admit, it is shocking. I have no problem with two guys being together. No problem whatsoever. But
doesn't really sound like you don't have a problem with it.
But it's very shocking to see two guys kissing because...
So they shouldn't be allowed to kiss in public? That's what you're saying? I'm just trying to get clear here exactly where you're coming from.
I think you're putting words in my mouth, sir. I'm just saying it's a little shocking to see, and they are using that shock value every 10th of a second. Yeah. Especially that one episode. I mean, it was nothing even related to them. It's like, oh, so-and-so's eating ice cream over here, and then snapped it. Just to...
It seems like MTV is definitely trying to push an agenda. Like MTV definitely has their own agendas at play. So that can't be denied.
So like I say, I'm not offended, but whenever two guys are kissing,
Frank's kind of a little bit of a slut too. So he's always kissing somebody or in bed with somebody. It seems like, especially this season.
And I'm fine with that. You can do whatever you want. I love the drama. I love him yelling at his.
You just don't want it to be around you. That's what you're saying.
No, I don't know. Maybe this does go to the heart of go to the root of the problem in America today. But all I can say is I'm very off put by it. Just when it's every 2 seconds, like right. I won't lie. Every time they do it, I glance away.
What about when he's in bed rolling around with somebody? Do you look away during that too? Okay,
no. I watch that, but I cringe. I go ugh, because I just. Right. I could never do that. That's not something...
But if it was two girls, right?
Oh my God!
That's so hot.
Dropping loads. But, yeah, I understand it's a double standard, but it's just because another dude to me isn't very... isn't a very hot idea, but... What is you do? Who is this?
Everyone's favorite brother-in-law.
Oh, everybody's favorite mind control Bill. Wants to see us kiss. Well... Meet me under the mistletoe, Eddie. No, anyway, so I know that doesn't really have anything to do with the drama. This past week... Yeah.
I mean, that's an undercurrent of drama running through this entire season, it seems like. It's just the overt sexuality of Frank. And him trying to find his exactly, in that overt sexualness. So this past week, Frank kind of got himself in the doghouse with... His boyfriend. His boyfriend's name was Michael, right? I think it was Michael. He was madly in love with him, but yet he had to go out and find the attention of strangers at a bar. So he did that, and of course he went home with one of the strangers who was a friend of his, supposedly Todd.
Who looks like his ex-boyfriend.
And his Todd really wasn't really doing it for me. I think Michael had a lot more going for him. Todd seemed kind of like Todd seemed a lot more a lot more fun. But
no, I think Mike looks like a bore.
Mike does look like a bore.
What?
Yeah, he does. He's a little bit more and that was the whole thing. You know, he's talking about Mike's a good counterbalance to the insanity. You know, he balances it nicely, but I don't think.
So to a self-proclaimed bisexual in a relationship with a dude, when they're out at the club and he's dancing on the blonde chick, what's her name?
Mm-hmm. I don't know her name. Samantha? No.
When he's dancing all over her and her friend, is that cheating? Is that was he overstepping his bounds? You
know, he had the same conversation with Nate, another cast member on the show.
Yeah, that's why I asked the question. You know, because we're kind of like.
Okay. And he said he thought kissing wasn't means for divorce. But I think obviously that type of stuff, especially whenever the current squeeze is right there staring at it the whole time. I don't think that's really appropriate. And like Mike said, he felt disrespected by it. But the crux of the issue is. Like Frank said, he wasn't really wanting to be in a relationship at the time. He happened to find a decent guy and didn't really want that.
So you got to give him some credit. He was there on the real world wanting to slut it out.
Yeah.
Just realized that. Listen, I think he's realizing that he's full on gay. I think he had the conversation with his mom. He's pretty full on gay more than bi. I think he leans more to the gay side, and that's definitely come out with Sam there to help him and promote his. Confidence in that. So he was really, I think, looking to slut it up big time in a big gay way.
Oh yeah.
But then Mike comes along and that's just how relationships go.
Yeah.
Like you run into somebody and you want to be with that person, but sometimes you still want to be a little bit slutty.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And of course, it totally offended Zach, who's also on the show, who's the conservative.
Has he banged that girl yet? He hasn't even had sex with her.
No.
Wasn't it like 3 episodes ago? He's like, tonight's the night. And
no, he never really said that.
He did.
She was the one pushing for it.
And I think he caved and said tonight's the night, and everybody was like, all right. And
then they got really awkward in the car ride home, right? And she started crying.
Oh my God. What did she do that made him so mad?
She said something like, I'm not going to wait, or what did he say? This isn't going to... Something like that.
I guess it was a combination of her making advances in the car and people listening.
And him rejecting each one. And
he was so mad that Sam overheard.
Of course it was Sam, that ruined the whole thing. Yeah. I
think Sam was going to ruin his night no matter what. I think he had that predetermined. But, yeah, so this dude, now, is it chivalry?
He claims it is. That's his out, and I think that Studley of an individual. I think he'd have every opportunity he would want to lay down with the female.
You heard him, his dad,
right,
take him to boot camp,
and that could be a big reason why he's acting the way he is.
Obviously, I don't want. I saw you dancing with a girl. I don't ever want to see that shit again.
But he's young. He's not a Mormon, not a Mormon, but he's not an Amish. Like he's able to live under God's rule and still dance with the girl. You would think, right? So and the other hot cast member, or the other hot button topic of the cast member is Nate and his living memoir.
This is the episode of Cheaters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. His website went live right with the with his what was it? It was a fashion show, showing off all of his.
Because when you think suicide prevention, you think hot models and alcohol and T-shirts.
And wasn't he quoted during the event saying, "I'm a rock star" or something to that effect?
Right. Yeah, he was saying I'm a rock star.
I'm a suicide rock star.
I don't want to, he didn't, he didn't want to be tied down by this Michelle girl because he's a rock star for the night.
Michelle may have been one of the best looking women I've ever seen.
Are you serious?
On The Real World.
Wow.
Yeah, I think she is.
She was Mrs. Plain Jane.
I do think the Plain Jane is attractive.
Was total Plain Jane. I didn't see any kind of body shape there.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
I'll give her credit. She certainly was a good example for all women out there by telling Nate off, by not putting up with that bullshit.
Yeah.
As she comes over, I don't know how late it was, but she comes over to go out for the night.
I think she set herself up in the first place, bringing him that sandwich and then getting into bed with him at 2 a.m. He called her up, pretty much looking for a booty call at 2 a.m. and she brought him the sandwich over.
I'm not gonna come just hook up with you, and then she came and just.
Pretty much, yeah, and brought him the sandwich too. So she's at the precedent. So I think Nate lost a lot of respect for her during that, but he wasn't really willing to admit that. He wasn't really. His reasoning was, we
have an understanding.
Right.
That's so sick. But they had an understanding, They that he could do what he wanted.
Yeah,
and she was just a side thing.
Yeah, but I didn't see anywhere in that episode him explaining that to her. Nowhere.
It's an understanding,
okay,
Eddie.
It's an understanding. Okay.
As he and Frank had the conversation of when are you dating and when are you when are you hooking up, and
that was the extent of the understanding. Yeah.
Huh.
So next week's episode was pretty intense. So you see the commercial for next week's episode? Apparently Frank flips out on everybody. I think Zak pushes him to the limit. Zak was upset with Frank's sluttiness. So the conflict between them two becomes a confrontation, unfortunately, next week.
That should be fun.
Yeah. That's been building for a while. It kind of got heated up, and then he fell in love with this Mike guy, and it kind of died away. But now that he's single and slutty again, it's going to be full-on Zak hate. So Teen Mom 2 starts tomorrow. And then you can find Real World San Diego, I think, every Wednesday night on the 10 spot on MTV.
They still calling it that?
I don't think so. I am, though.
That's right. The 10 spot will always live on in our
I'm
hearts.
still waiting for Road Rules on Tuesday and True Life on Thursday. But that's never going to come back again.
Road Rules was terrible.
I liked Road Rules.
I watched it because it was the only thing that MTV was giving you, but it went, the best thing about Road Rules was when they took those people and put them into the challenge. That was when Road Rules people became.
That's when Road Rules died too. Whenever the challenge idea was formed.
Yeah, because the challenge is Road Rules.
Yeah. So
it was always weird to watch people who they did a whole season as Road Rules. They did the whole season doing extreme challenges, and then they go up against real world people who they were just used to living together
in a house, right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I miss the dynamic too between it in the challenge. Now it's rivals or groups, guys versus girls. I miss the Road Rules versus the real world.
Yeah, they bring on new people that
the fresh meat stuff.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. I don't pay attention to any of them until they've been on like 3 seasons of challenges. Yeah. Then you go, okay, they're better.
But you're guaranteed every episode to see CT rip somebody's head off.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and I watched some of the Real World France, and he's still being referred to as Chris back then. I was like, who's Chris? I was like, oh, that's CT.
Oh, yeah, he was France, huh?
Yeah.
I liked that season. That was good.
Paris with Mallory and Ace on 9.
Yeah. Hey, what happened to Ace? He got kicked out of the challenges like every first episode.
Did he? Oh yeah, because he'd always lose, right? I think 2 or 3 in a row that happened to him. Yeah, so he knew he wasn't cut out for the challenge.
That backwards hat doesn't bring too much power.
And that Southern charm.
Oh, poor Ace.